So tell me a little bit about your story. What happened here this last 6 months that you want to celebrate?
The last 6 months, so I'll just kind of say what we did in our group. About a month ago, I closed on my third facility, largest one to date, and I didn't know at the time, but it came with a 1989 Winnebago.
What?
So I'm looking for solutions on what we can do to beef it up or sell it or what we can do.
That's awesome.
The other one, I was just approved for a 25,000 square foot expansion at another facility. So I had to go through the process with the city. Had a lot of tenants show up with pitchforks and saying that they don't like change, but
Yeah.
I'm a capitalist, so that's what we do.
Right through it.
So that'll be interesting to see what we do with that one. And then my third one, I started going to therapy once a week in October, and that's been really well for me, just dealing with certain emotions and expressing feelings, and doing that with someone with an objective opinion has really helped. So
That's great, Grant. Good for you. So you attended the retreat in Buffalo. Is that right? So what was it about, like, as you look at the last, that would be about 16, 17 months, from Buffalo to you closing on this third property. What were the things that happened in the retreat and then in between, right? So some of the SRI calls, some of the other things that the community provided for you that allowed you to get to the place of closing on that third deal and doing this 25,000 square foot expansion.
yeah, I would say just if you're looking for deals, just have consistency in what you're doing. For me, I time blocked Tuesday, Thursdays from 9 to 11 and 1 to 3. And that's all I did was call owners until we got them under contract. And then
Now, real talk, how consistent were you? Like, how did you hit that at 100%, 80%?
I'd say 90% plus.
90%.
Yeah, just because I hit it in my phone. So it came off as an alarm. So if I did not ignore it, I had to feel with that guilt, and I didn't like that. So I just did it.
And you said 9 to 11 and 1 to 3?
Yeah, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. So 2 days a week, so 8 hours a week.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. About 90% of the time.
Yep.
Calling owners.
Yep. And then meditating. Once I got my kids and everything off to school in the mornings, and just having, that vision of what you want. But yeah, for me, just kind of reset my brain and have a fresh start to the day, and then ending my day with a sleep meditation that kind of helped me
Good
get
for
to
you.
sleep too. So
That's cool. Let's talk about difficulties. What have been like some of the biggest challenges you had to deal with in getting to that place of having that third facility?
I would say storage wise, one of the facilities we had someone living in it, in one of the units, and I didn't find out until we had a contractor there opening up units, and they both scared the shit out of each other, and then had to figure out what to do. So luckily storage, since everyone's on a month-to-month lease, we let the tenant know they were in violation, and they really didn't put up a fight, and they were out within like 24 hours, which was nice. And then I'd say the biggest challenge for me I've had to go through is losing my dad unexpectedly in June, and then 3 months after, my grandpa. So just dealing with those griefs and emotions, and figuring out how to run 3 facilities. And I remember 2 days after my dad passed away, I had to send out interest checks because investors still have to get paid. So just had to keep doing that, keep moving on, but dealing with those while managing 3 is kind of.
Yeah, I imagine. How has the community been a support to you in this process?
Really great. It seems like for the most part, I mean, everyone, we were talking about how family is really kind of the first and foremost, and that's why we're here. So it seems like pretty much everyone here has that same mindset, and we just want to do better for ourselves and then help those along the process as well, just because we're nice people and we like to give back.
Yeah. Can we go back a step? Because I am stuck on the fact there was somebody living in a unit.
Yeah.
And so I'm ignorant on this, but what showed up for you? Like, did that freak you out? Did you lose sleep over that? Did you just make a couple calls and knew what letter to send? Like, what the heck?
Well, that was a week after someone had thrown a party in one of the units, and we found out because the gate access code had 20 entries from 6 p.m. until 3 a.m. on a Friday night. So we had to get those guys out of there. So once we found out someone was living in the unit, my first thought is, shit, what do we do? And then just kind of taking a step back, reached out through tech support to the tenant and just let them know they were in violation of the lease. They need to leave immediately. And it turns out he was renting the unit, but was involved in some church that was given someone else. I didn't really care what the story was, but they were out within 24 hours. So
Yeah.
Just kind of dealing with that. I think I may have called Scott Spear on that one just to talk me off the cliff. But
Yeah.
it all worked out, but just part
Yeah.
of the challenges we
Well, and interesting,
face.
right? Calling somebody in the community who, I mean, has an objective perspective. They're not in it with you. They're not, they're not going through the same, and has some experience or knows who does. Yeah, that's super valuable. What would you share with somebody who maybe this is their first or second retreat about how they should spend their time over the next 3 days to build success for the next 6 months? I didn't give him any of these questions ahead of time, so
I
please
guess
be
it
really proud of
depends.
him for jumping on. You're sitting there like, uh-oh.
No, like Mike Wagner says, it depends. It depends on where you're at in your journey. I would say this retreat is different for me from the last one because my goals have somewhat changed. I've increased the amount of storage I would like. So yeah, increase that, but then really just stabilize and drive occupancy on my facilities. So for me, I'm just trying to learn from others who have those higher occupancy things. What are people doing to get those done? I have a certain commercial space that's been difficult to rent, so possible ideas on that. And then just dealing kind of with some of the day-to-day challenges I see myself facing.
Okay.
And how to do that. But just I'd say network and pay attention.
Excellent. I love it. Well, hey, let's give some appreciation to Grant. Oh, can you ask a question? Yeah, for sure.
When I started this journey, I had a goal written down that I wanted to close on 100,000 square feet of storage by September of 2022. I started that goal in January. I closed my first deal for 23,000 square feet in August. So still came up way short, but closed my first deal.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're at just over 75,000 square feet of storage.
Does that include the expansion?
No.
Okay.
Plus another like 20 of outdoor parking. So close to 100 right now.
Wow.
So yeah, 250, but probably should be higher, but I don't know. Don't put me on the spot. What's the date?
Today's 2024.
I don't know. This year or this time next year.
This time next year?
Sure.